I was unfamiliar with The Magic Finger. This is a Roald Dahl story, and actually, surprisingly, given how much I read as a child, I never actually read that much Roald Dahl. So when I discovered that there was an adaptation of this from 1990, I thought I'd check it out. And I have to say, it's quite delightful. The animation is basically glorified illustrations. It's that kind of animation where it's more like stop motion of illustrations, but it works. It works well. It's very soft. The colors are very gentle. It's very pleasing to look at. So in terms of the animation, it was pretty good. In terms of the story, it's a Roald Dahl story, and I liked it. I had good fun with it. This is narrated by Clements, and she is from the perspective of a girl who has this magic finger. And if somebody annoys her or does wrong by her, she puts the magic finger on them. And this magic finger, we see a little bit of it doing different things. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of what this finger could do and what it was capable of. I don't know if that's in the book and it's just been abridged for this, or if this is the extent of the story. But the main narrative focuses on the Gregg family, and the Gregg family are hunters, and they're not very nice to the little girl. And coupled with the fact that they are hunters, she puts the magic finger on them, and when they awake the following morning, they are small and they have duck wings, and they have to learn to adapt to this and cope with this, and obviously they're not exactly pleased about this. And there are two different messages in this. The main message is that you shouldn't be nasty to people, you should be nice to people, treat people as you wish to be treated. But there is also an anti-hunting message in here as well. And I think that there's a real celebration of being kind to animals, and by the family living like animals, they kind of get a sense of what it's like to be on the other side of the hunt. And I think that it's a pretty clear message, and I think it's delivered quite well, and in a way that's amusing, entertaining, but very clear. And I was very impressed with the story. I think the pacing, once we understand what's happened to this family, after that point it's good. But as I said, at least based on this adaptation, I would have liked a little bit more about what the girl did with this magic finger and other times it was used. I would have liked to have, because I feel like we barely scratched the surface there. But at the same time, one could argue that they wanted to get on with the main narrative, which involves the Gregg family, as quickly as possible. So I could understand that. But just for me personally, I wish we had more fun examples of things that happened with this magic finger. But ultimately I enjoyed it. It has made me want to go and read the book. That's not always the case with adaptations that I watch from books that I haven't read. But actually I'm really curious, and I probably will not get round to reading it anytime soon. So if you do want to share how it differs, or if there are any changes made for this, please feel free to share that information. I'd be keen to find out. But maybe one day, if it's on my radar, I think I'll give The Magic Finger a read. If you haven't read the book, I'd say this 1990 adaptation is worth checking out. I don't know who directed it. The information is not on IMDb, so if you have any more information about it, please feel free to share that. It's definitely worth watching if it sounds like it would be your kind of thing. As an introduction to the story, for me, I thought it was pretty good.